GM Corbin, sorry for the delay on this. I was having some computer issues going on. You have no friggin' idea. Now let me just make sure that I have a new window open here because I need to grab a few things before I get started. Hello, everyone who's in chat. I'm just gonna share this all over the place in case people want to see it. I see that we have one person watching currently. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we can get more people in before we get started. And I'm really excited about playing this game. I've played it a little bit before, but I want to find as many of the endings as possible. It is written by Matthew Dawkins and with help with by Dixie Cochran. So, and if there's anyone else on the project that I don't know about, I apologize. Olivia waits. Let's just sharing it around. Awesome. Anything you guys are excited about in regards to this, just let me know. I will try my best to get to everything, and I'm realizing now I can't see chat if I don't minimize this just a little bit. See how that goes. Normally I'd do this in studio mode, but I am a little bit of an idiot right now. I do apologize. So at least I can see if anyone puts anything into the chat window, say hi, maybe give a little test. We shall begin momentarily. If you don't know where this is on the Curseborne website, this will be your little hint to where it is. It is a fun little game. If you know anything about sort of text-based adventure games and things of that nature, this might be a little bit familiar for you. I'm double checking that all my levels are correct. Maybe I'll up my volume just a bit, so let me know if that's working. In any case, here's how you'd start. You go down here. Let's do a refresh because you're going to see the trick of the trade here. You can start seeing moths flying about in here. You can see that there's the quiz, and if you click that, it'll take you to the quiz. However, down here, a moth appears. If you click that little moth, you're taken here. And I played it before, so it has a little bit of memory. But it should take you to this page. It's been 2 weeks since you last heard from Olivia. It's not like her to be silent. And let's switch up the theme a little bit, get into dark mode. Perfect. I love a good dark mode. It also adds to the ambiance. If I had prefaced this before, I would have probably put in some music in here. I love these little types of games. I actually made a game like this when I did game design in college, and it won a game jam, which was awesome. Her friend Terry said she's been acting weird, locking herself away with some online game, ARG, or some shit. So here you are in Liv's apartment. You don't even have to use your limited sorcery to have the computer tell you her password. It was one of those things she shared with you when you first found each other and formed a crew. So we know you're a sorcerer. I think the name that your character... I'm not sure if you have a name for your character, but there's a bit of inserting yourself in here, I think. Cullen 66. 666. Don't laugh. That's what Olivia said. You're feeling uneasy, but you need to do this to find Liv, don't you? You can either type in the password or get out. Which should I do? Type in the password, get out? Let's type in the password. We're on a mission. The computer loads up and you don't have to open a browser, Steam, or any other software to see the game she was hooked to is still open on her screen. It's called Arcanum Archivum. You're pretty sure that's not real. That's for the 40k fans out there. The game invites you to select a range of options. New game, continue, settings, and exit. If anyone has any opinions on where should we go, feel free to post them in there. I'll wait just like 2 seconds as I talk about a little bit about this game. It's got multiple endings. Someone said that it had like over 50 maybe. I think I want to try and get as many as I possibly can, so I'm going to write down each one that we get to in this run. So one of the things I really like about this, if you're having any problems with it, pro tip, go to settings. An array of graphical volume and subtitle settings appear, though they don't seem to be any way of adjusting them. The only thing you can adjust is the difficulty. You have easy, medium, and hard. Now here's the thing. If you choose hard, you select the hard difficulty setting. You're a true gamer and don't believe in taking the easy option. If there's one that can really challenge your skills, you're hardcore to the mega, baby. The option selected, if you've returned to the main menu, except now at the bottom of the menu is one warning. You're fucked. Okay, so that was the first option. Hello, Andra. Hello, Corbin. I hope you and chat are having a fantastic night. We are, I think. Hopefully we get more people talking up in chat if you wish to interact and help choose some options. I was just showing off the settings section here where you get some tidbits. So that was the hard one where it just says you're fucked because you chose the hard option. But if you choose medium, you've selected the normal difficulty setting. You want to play this game as it was intended to be played. Surely it won't be too hard. Click continue here. The option selected you return to the main menu, except now at the bottom of the menu is a warning. Do veer right. Do not give your real name. Do not cast ring silent bells. So I might write that down on my little notepad here. Do veer right. Don't give name. And do not cast silent bells. As you can tell, this is some sort of, at least from my opinion when I first played it, it was the hint system. So if you wanted some hints, you can go into the settings and get some better ones. Easy has a few that are quite nice, I think. Do take the coin. Do click left under the text. Do cast the telekinesis spell when offered. Do not pursue the wrinkled lady. Do not kick the ice outsider, and do not have second thoughts. I mean, don't have second thoughts, I think, is do not select exit. In any case, let's delve into this. Our friend was playing it. Let's hit new game. A warning message pops up into being on the left monitor. It reads, warning, starting a new game will delete any game in progress. Are you sure you want to play a new game? At this point, we know Olivia's disappeared. I'm going to say no because, as always, no, you do not want to start a new game. To do that, you might destroy Olivia entirely. If somehow she's become trapped in this thing, you need to rethink. So we can't new game. Let's continue. Perhaps if you click the continue, you'll be able to join the game exactly where Liv left off. You do so and wait for the computer to respond. It takes some time and you're left waiting to see if it's going to load anything. Hello, text appears on the right-hand monitor addressing you. There's no box underneath for you to enter a response, so you respond verbally. To your surprise, the computer replies. This game is password protected. If you wish to reach the previous state, enter the password. We could type random letters, or we could type colon 666. Let's type some random letters. You hammer random keys and click enter. The left-hand screen flashes up. In a swirl of spirals and stars, it seems each one speaks with its own voice. This game is password protected. You are trying to hack the game. The continue has now been deleted. Please start a new game. Well, that's fucked. So Olivia died. There was a little thing that popped up here, wasn't there? If I hit start new game, does it pop up again? No. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to click new game. It says a warning message pops up. We did this one. We have to because there's no continue option. Both monitors go black, but then a small window no larger than a fingernail appears in the center right screen. The window is white and it blinks. One moment's there, the next it's gone, over and over. I don't like that. I'm gonna turn off the screens. The window suddenly expands to fill the entire monitor, and a terrifying scream blares from the computer speakers. As you reach to alter the volume, you realize there's a face in the screen looking out at you. It's a blocky 3D render, like something out of an early PlayStation era. The face is red and slender, its hair gold and long. Its expression is one of grief, but this shifts into a wide smile. The scream stops a second after, and a voice follows. I'm dead. You killed me by starting this story, but you can resurrect me. You can go backward to bring life to death, but to do so, you must use the right part of the coin. Oh, there's that little clock thing. The screen goes dark. Everything goes dark. You've received a piece of advice, but it means something you'll have to figure out the next time you play. Your adventure ends here. So we got the coin ending. Fun one to get to first. So let's restart. Switch theme back to black. So we've done this part before. We're trying to find Liv's. We find out that Liv is missing, and we're trying to find her, Olivia. Do we type the password, or do we get out? Now, we did have a thing about, in one of the tips in the settings section, not to second guess ourselves. So we can type in a password, continue on. Let's try continue again. Perhaps if you click continue, you'll be able to join the game exactly where Liv left off. We typed random letters before. Let's type colon 666. You know it's the password to Olivia's computer, so maybe it's the password to the game as well. You type in colon 666 and wait for a response. You don't need to wait for long. Clever accursed. Ooh, the computer game knows what we are. Thinks she can hammer her way through the wall. Passwords only work once. The game is not the world, and the world is not the game. The computer is the world. The game is the liminality, and I am the liminality. I am the game. Type in your full name, and I will admit you to the game. Now I could provide my real name, which I was told not to do, or I can invent a fake name. Let's follow the rules that we have been given so far. Let's invent a fake name. You think it over, typing Dick Hammerbush in. You're not giving your real name to the machine. Who knows what it could do with such information? The screen flickers and a piercing scream echoes around the room. The machine didn't like that choice one bit. The text starts to fill the screen. No, 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 no. Trick, 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 you. Tricked. No, 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 no. I will, level 5. Going to explode, flames. From the side of my face, heavy breathing. Boom, boom. And click the boom. The game is password protected. You are trying to hack the game. The continue has now been deleted forever. Okay, so we have to start a new game again. So we got the coin ending through the new game. Let's see. Are you sure you want to play a new game? Yes. Both monitors go black, but then a small screen goes. Okay, so these are the flashing lights before. Let's watch the screens. So we've turned them off before. We'll watch the screens. You lean forward, and squint. While it's difficult to say for certainty, it looks like the tiny window contains a pixelated, screaming face. Pretty fucking creepy. The blinking speeds up, and it feels like you're developing a headache from focusing on this tiny image. A laughing voice screams from the computer's speakers. No multiple laughing voices. They're deafening, impulsively. You reach to adjust the volume and yank the plug. Do not silence me. The laughter is replaced. The solitary remaining voice is high-pitched and accusatory. Why are you here if not to speak with me? I want to save my friend. I want to play. Let's save our friend. That's what we were here for to begin with. You answer aloud, and to a mild surprise, the computer seems able to understand what you say and responds appropriately. By starting a new game, you just ended the last one. What do you think happened to your friend? You've lost her already, but remember, a coin can be a key if the speakers blow out and you hear no more. The monitors widen, and from within them, you see all manner of outsider horrors making their way towards you to pour through into the world. Angular men and wrinkly alien ladies, icy blobs and tentacle monstrosities. You back away, you run, you can't face this alone, you bolt to escape. As you head for the elevator that brought you here, you pick up a foul smell that only worsens the closer you get to the closed steel panel doors. So we could take the elevator or we could take the stairs. Let's take the elevator. The elevator doors open. Inside is a man. At least you think it's a man. It's a tall figure, suited and smiling. Seems a little too angular. His smile a measure too wide. His mouth too full of teeth. Now, where do you think you're going? Now we could run for the stairs, use the bombardment spell to pelt the creature with ice. I'm trying to think. There was a thing about not kicking the ice creature, I think. But I don't think that's this. So we can use a bombardment spell to pelt the monster with ice. The sudden attack takes the outsider by surprise, forcing it to stagger back into the elevator as a hail of snow and ice rains down. You could use this distraction to make a quick escape, or even rush the beast while it's prone in the elevator. We are a badass. We are going on the attack. You're not much of a fighter, but you know your way around a spell or two. Stepping forward, you cast a telekinesis spell on the man in the elevator, pinning it in place. You swiftly ask this thing whether it know where Liv is. From its strangled, gripped position, the angular man snorts out a response. She's trapped in an outside. She opened a tear into a deep, deep battleground. She reached level 5. Found her way to the monitor room and left the tear open. The creature smiles back at you. That's where I and my friends came from. It's at this point you feel something terribly cold grip you around the shoulders. Now we could cast teleport, or we could physically resist. Let's just physically resist at this moment. I don't know how many curse die I have. I don't want to risk it. Physically resist. You attempt to pull away from the brutally cold tendrils snaking around your body, but you're not a wrestler. You've never had to escape a hold before. You feel yourself being pushed down as you fold in on yourself. The angular man stands up. The telekinesis is broken. How does it feel to be locked in place by another being? Let me go where I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Let's do it. There are occasions when being glib is a perfect means of escape. Indiana Jones is good at that kind of thing, for example. Unfortunately for you, Indy was never having to deal with the predatory beings from Illuminality when cutting quips and looking bold. They don't get it. The elevator doors close, your body freezing, your arms steadily succumbing to frostbite, the tentacled outsider entangling you. The angular man's face splits in two, his grin now bisecting his alien skull. We're going straight down. The elevator rockets down and down and down, much further than the floors of this building should allow. You're deep in an outside now. The doors spring out, and the tentacled battleforged, sorry, dumps you outside them. The angular man calls to you as the doors close, leaving you here without their company. You want to find Olivia? Start at the bottom and work your way up. Welcome to level 9. The doors close and you're alone in a room, pitch black. You hear slurping, giggling around you, but you don't know where the walls are, where the voices are emerging from, and if there's a way out. Your arms hurt like hell, and you wonder if the suffered burns from the icy creature, if they suffered burns from the icy creature holding you. From now, your adventure ends here, alone and scared. Level 9, Frostbitten. Writing that one down. That's a good one. I like that one. That one kind of did different things going on. It says here, Olivia Waits is best experienced in a browser, and you can let us know what you achieved on the Onyx Path Discord, which I like. I'm always on the Onyx Path Discord. If you are interested, you can find me there. It is on the Curseborne main page. Should I go back to it? Maybe. Okay. Just because we have a new person here, I will show you how you get to it. Follow the moth. As you can see, moths show up on this page all the time. Scroll down here, and you can see the Take the Curseborne quiz here. You can click that, it'll take you to the quiz. Or a new moth shows up. It's a fun one. You can play this along with me. It's fun to do, though it is a very quick game if you're a smarty pants. But for me, I'm just looking for interesting endings. I really like going through it all. So we had all the stuff here with Olivia is missing. Her girlfriend Terry said she was acting weird, and now we're looking for her. We had the whole joke about the colon 666 password. We typed the password in. We are going to open up the screen, and we're back at the game. Now, I think if we want to go back to where we were in the series of events, we can exit the computer now. Exit game. Exist game. Eggs in colon Alex so Calteri exit. Why are you here? I can say I want to play, and I can say I want to exit. You can say I want to exit. The X button is right there at the top of the tab. Why don't you click that? Click it. And I could click the top left up here in the tab and just close this, but I told you I want to exit. I dare you to do it. Do it and see what happens. See if you unlock an Easter egg, like a mid-credit scene on a Marvel movie. Oh my god, those are so extra. Like, I can't wait to see a clip from a completely irrelevant hero. I don't give a shit about my goodness. Did you chicken jockey too? You might even earn an achievement, a little pop-up and a satisfying ping sound, you smart little accursed. Why don't you just go back to your loophole and drink your fucking flat white and pretend the rest of the world doesn't exist when people are dying, and all you want to do is play games, then exit them when they get too hard. Wah wah. Just the difficulty settings, you little bitch. The settings button was right there all along, but no, that wouldn't be a true gamer experience. You've got to have it hard to get the clicks, 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 click, click, bang. Wow, brain freeze. Skibbity blah 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 blah. Why are you still reading this absolute drivel? You know there was a time when people would spend their time immersing themselves in literature, but you'd rather read ravings of a slow motion, nervous breakdown. Who did press mute on Uncle Marcus? You want your family videos and your character creation videos. Well, where's my videos, huh? You don't know what this costs and what's going to happen if you clicked to continue, do you? It's a weird one. I love it though. I'm sorry, but while all that was going on, Olivia died. You can quit now. Sorry it took so long, but boy was she a fighter. That's the thing with primals. Or is it primal? Plural. They can take a lashing and get back up. Bye. I could either exit or I'm not leaving. I'm a little bit curious on I'm not leaving would happen in this because it's kind of like effed up situation. Let's say I'm not leaving. You always insist on having the last word, don't you? Typical of a sorcerer. Fine, Olivia isn't dead, but you're not going to find her down this path. Just remember, she's on level 5. You've earned that through your persistence at least. Now we're done. Goodbye. The adventure ends here. Answers reset. So we're getting hints as we're going through this. If you're playing along with me, you might be getting different ones, but basically something that we know is level 5 is important. You can get the hints from the settings tab, which was a little bit of what this one seemed to be about. And then something about the coin being key. There's a bunch of other stuff from the difficulty menu, but I'm not going to talk about that. Put it back into dark mode. Let's continue. Continue. So we're back at the beginning here. We could type the password, or we could just get out now. Let's go a little bit off the rails. Let's get out now. You send a text to Terry making an excuse for your departure. This apartment feels off. As you head for the elevator that brought you here, you pick up a foul smell that only worsens the closer you get to the closed steel paneled doors. I'm going to approach the elevator. This is where the tall figure with the creepy smile comes up. We could use the bombardment spell again, or we could run for the stairs. Let's use the bombardment spell. We caught it by surprise. It's on the ground. Let's go in for the attack again. So we've telekinesis him. Now, if we physically resist, we go to the level 9 frostbitten ending. So instead, we're going to cast teleport. So we're on a different chain now. Your fast casting drains you of energy, and you find yourself flagging. The spell works, but you succumb to your damnation now. You're obliged to use magic for every task, no matter how simple or small. It just feels right to do so. Ooh. You didn't get that, but it just played the Onyx Path sound effect that is used as part of the Onyx Path thingy-magizer. It was very surprising. Onyx Path, the start of the Onyx Path theme that plays when you're on the Twitch, which is fun. In any case, going back to this. So the teleportation drops you in an area familiar to you. You were hoping to be outside the building when in fact you're back in Liv's apartment. Fast casting doesn't always work as planned. This is fine, you managed this. Now you just need to access level 5 as the outsider said and find Olivia. For now your adventure ends here, but remember what you've learned in this playthrough. We got restart, answers, apartment. I'm beginning to notice a pattern with these names at the end. So before we had answers reset, and this time we have restart answers apartment. I don't. I wonder if that's because it's connected. It's an offshoot of getting the answers from the previous guy. Anyway, let's restart. Switch theme back to dark mode. Let's get out now again. I promise you this all has a reason. And once we get to the end, I'll show you how to possibly get the good ending. Though I'm still not sure it's the best ending, but we'll see. So we could either approach the elevator or take the stairs. Let's take the stairs. Screw this. Whatever's making that smell isn't something you want to encounter. You make your way down the stairs, typing into your phone as the rest of your crew knows there's something wrong at Liv's apartment building. You can just sense it. Halfway down the flight of stairs, you almost run headfirst into a kind-faced old woman heading up. You were so consumed with your phone that you didn't see or hear her approaching. You make a hasty apology to the old woman as she mutters something about today's generation getting lost in their technology. She stands aside as you walk past, so you can pass. But as you clear another flight of stairs, you hear her say something above you. Something in a mumbled sentence. She said the name Olivia. So we could move on, or we could ask her the name. How she knows Olivia's name. Now, we did get a thing saying don't talk to old women. And I'm going to go against that. We're going to talk to her. She leans over the railing as you call up to ask what she said about Olivia. Her face is no longer quite as kind. The wrinkles on her face are deep crevices. Her eye sockets empty and containing dozens of small holes. Her fingernails appear to be growing rapidly, lopping around the staircase banister. You should really listen better, dear. The girl who lived here, Olivia, she got lost in her technology, and she left the door open for things like me. The wrinkle lady starts chuckling. It's a dry, raspy laugh, like sandpaper on a patio slab. She's not moving from her spot, but her nails certainly are, ripping the stairs railing from its moorings and dropping it down toward you. So I could use telekinesis or I could teleport. I am going to use telekinesis because I was told in a hint telekinesis is the way to go. You channel your cursed sorcery and grip the railing in midair as it falls towards you, hurling it back in the direction of the wrinkle lady. You hear a piercing shriek as the length of metal impales this creature posing as an elderly woman. Take the opportunity to flee or interrogate her. Let's interrogate her. You stalk up the stairs to find the wrinkle lady, her skin now sloughing off to reveal a dangerous outsider composed of hundreds of breathing, quivering pockets of skin, trying to pull the length of the rail from her midsection. She snarls as you approach. You promise the pain will only worsen if she doesn't answer you. At that, the wrinkle lady just laughs, but the many cavities lining her skin, the truth emerges as a whispered sound. Your friend, the primal, opened a door to somewhere she shouldn't. She stepped through one way, but became stuck, and now the door is open. This entire building is slowly filled by beings like me pouring out through the open door, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. I could put her out of her misery or leave her to suffer. Let's put her out of her misery. You jam the railing deeper and with a swift utterance of a spell, snatch what's left of the wrinkled lady's life from her body. She abruptly disintegrates into a pile of greasy mush. It's not all that satisfying, but at least she won't threaten anyone now. You can't say the same for the rest of this block's inhabitants. You make your way downstairs. The sooner you get out of here and rallying your crew together, the sooner you'll be able to tackle this incursion with force. As you reach the apartment block doors, you notice something very strange about them. They seem to be shimmering as if ethereal or coated with oily residue. You're hesitant to touch them, but they're the only way out. Okay, we can try the door or wait for your crew. Let's be a goodie for the moment and wait for the crew. It's a smart thing to do. That's what you think to yourself. Keep your guard up and send another message to your crew. Where are they? You notice the red symbol on the phone is glitching out as three familiar faces appear at the building doors. Your crew of Frederick, Theo, and Sakshi. But they don't appear to be able to see you. Before you can call out a warning or reach the door, Freddy's hand touches the handle and the three of them disappear from view. You can see refracted through the panes of glass in the door that each of them is now somewhere else. Frederick seems to be in a rotting living room. Theo's in a warehouse filled with machinery, and Sakshi is in the woods. Your hands are up to the sides of your head. Your hands go to the sides of your head. The entire building has been consumed by a liminality. This entire building is a portal, an interstitial zone, or a colossal shattered space. You have to rescue your crew. So now we've gotten all of our crew trapped, which I haven't done this part before. We could join Sakshi the Shade, Theo the Faustian, with the Blackheart. I don't know the term Faustian. Oh, I think Faustians are Nephilim. They're either Nephilim or Crossroad demons from the Outcast. You know what? Theo has a cool name, and he is like my channel mascot, Theo the Hedgehog. So let's click that. You touch the pane of glass through which you can see Theo and find yourself yanked out of harm's way. Thank you, Storm Moon, for saying that Faustian is the Crossroads. So we chose Theo, and we got you touch the pane of glass through which you can see Theo and find yourself yanked out of harm's way by your comrade from the League of the Hidden Crossroads. A machine apparently alive with gears, levers, and dangerous blades almost snared you as soon as you appeared. Theo has a lot of questions for you, but for now, at least you're together. And Theo has always been smarter. If anyone can figure out a way out of here, it's him. Flashing up on the panel of one of the machines in neon bright flaring letters is level 4. The adventure ends here for now. So we got level 4 Theo Basilios. That's level 4. Close to level 5. And we can restart here. I am going to try and speed through this a bit. Once we get towards the end of the stream, I will show you how I got one of the good endings. Get out now. Take the stairs. Ask her a question. Telekinesis her. Interrogate her. Storm. I somehow never found this part, but found roots connected to it. So I had no clue why the crew was there. Yeah, I had never gotten to this part either. Let's put her out of her misery. We could try the door again, or we could wait for the crew. I'm going to wait for the crew. Okay. Let's join Frederick the Blackheart this time. Maybe we'll get another ending at this point. Yes, level 2. You touch the pane of glass through which you can see Frederick and find yourself standing next to him in the living room of a house. He immediately bombards you with questions, but you silence him with a quick hug. It's good to see him again. At least you're not alone now. But now you need to figure out a way out of this liminal space, which appears to be rotting around you. Painted on the mantelpiece in red are ominous scrawling letters. Level 2. And your adventure ends here for now. We have level 2. Frederick Kong. Part of me feels like maybe these are the names of some of the not titular, some of the like iconic characters for each of the families, but that's not always the case, and I don't want to put words in Onyx Path's mouth on this. Um, but I like that we get their full name and we get like where they're what family they are, because that gives us a lot to work with if we want to incorporate them into our games or stories. Onyx Path is doing a fiction writing thing contest right now, which I'm really excited about. I really want to give it a shot. Don't know what I'll do yet, because I could do something Training Continuum related. I really wish I could have done something Curseborne related, but that's not unlocked yet for Story Path Nexus. We're out for Misery again. We'll wait for the crew. Once we get here, we haven't done Join Sakshi the Shade. Okay, we've got a level 8 ending. I wonder if the levels are levels of hell. You touch the pane of glass, which you can see Sakshi, and suddenly find yourself in a woodland clearing, where your dead comrade is currently keeping some kind of hellhound tamed with supernatural power to instill terror and sorrow. Sakshi smiles as she notices you. Oh, hey, at which point the hellhound breaks free and goes for you. You have to fight on your hands as you try to fend off the hellhound. You notice letters burned into his fur, level 8. So it ends here as well. Sakshi has no last name. They are like Cher. She is like Cher. Okay, let's start again. The only thing we haven't done in that one section is there might be a quicker way to get down there, but we'll see. Put her out for Misery and go back downstairs. Wait for your crew. I'm assuming if we wait for the crew and then touch the handle, we are going to get teleported to where we would have been if we touched it earlier, but let's see. You grip the handle intent on escaping this madhouse, and as soon as you do, you find yourself stepping not onto the street, but into Olivia's apartment, her PC blinking in front of you, asking for the password. There's no door, the window is bricked up, it's just you and the computer. Ooh, Storm Moon looks like Sakshi is supposedly means witness. Might be a code name. That's awesome. Makes sense for someone who's a dead because they're gonna possibly change bodies from time to time, so they might just need a name to go by. So we could type "fuck you," we could type in Jacob 666, or we can type in Cullen 666. We're not gonna get it to tonight. I might play this again if people want me to do it, but Jacob 666 is part of another version of this where you leave the building and you leave the building and you have to save Olivia's girlfriend from being trapped in liminality. But anyway, let's type in colon 666. Confidently, you type in colon 666 on the keyboard, and with a flash, you find yourself in a dark room, computer terminals surrounding you. The floor vinyl, but pulsing for some strange reason. You hear a voice from behind some of the machines. Hello, is there someone there? It's Olivia. You push a computer monitor aside and find Liv bound in the computer cables. It takes more than a couple of minutes, but as soon as you free her, thank you. I don't know how long I've been there. I was playing this game and got stuck in. She rubs her forehead. It's a liminal space, isn't it? Now we're both trapped here. Storm Moon. Oh, I've never unlocked unlocked other passwords. I guess I need to do another exploration. Yeah, it's fun to see these different things. This seems like I just saved Olivia, which I thought I saved Olivia in a previous branch, which I'm going to show at the end because I think it might be the true branch, but this one does seem like I just saved her. You and Liv may both be trapped in the liminality that held her prisoner, but at least you're both together, and frankly, lucky to have discovered her. You have skipped to level 5 of the game. Maybe with a bit of work, you could find a way of reaching the rest of your crew and sealing up this evil, but not before you escape it together. For now, the adventure ends here. So we type in level 5. Wait a minute. Olivia's last name is Waits with an E? That makes sense. Okay. Let's see if we can do one more um without having to. Yeah, I think there is another ending we all missed. It seems like there's something going on. Oh, there is definitely something going on, and you'll see how I get to the end after this one. I'm taking the stairs, going down the stairs. Lady's there. I'm gonna kill the lady. I'm gonna head back up to interrogate her, put her out of her misery, and I'm gonna try the door without waiting for my crew. Oh, this was. Oh, okay. So you reach out for the door, and as soon as you do so, your hand skims the surface of the handle, leaving your friends simultaneously. You're leaving your fingers simultaneously slick and sticky without warning. A force drags you through the doors, but you're not on the street. You're standing in what appears to be a dilapidated living room, wallpaper peeling around you, a moldering corpse glued to an easy chair, a television issuing white noise and static snowstorm. And painted above the fireplace, which itself is stacked with skulls, is a message in red paint reading level 2. So this is back to level 2. Level 2 alone. So this is where Frederick Kahn would have been had we waited just a bit. So it seems as though there's something about interacting with the liminality to create to basically skip levels. So everyone who touches that door went to a different level, and for some reason the 4th time touching the door got us to level 5. Okay. Let's get out now again. We depart, we take the stairs, we continue. We're not going to talk to the woman. We're just going to move it. Whoever the old woman is, you doubt she knows Liv. So what if they lived in the same building? You hurry downstairs towards the building doors. You burst out into the night air, the city alive and around you, but the building you just exited feels distinctly unwelcoming, unwholesome. Unlike the prison from which no inmate is ever meant to leave. But you've escaped, and honestly, you've discovered very little. You were supposed to find Olivia, but instead turned tail and fled at the earliest possible moment. Top marks for preservation. Your adventure ends here. So we got coward. Now I'm going to try. This is the last one I'm doing for the night. I'm going to try and remember what I did to win the first time around. I'll do some stuff here. So we've got new game and continue. You don't want to do new game. You want to continue. Go in here, continue. I doubt people, when they watch this, are going to get to this section of it. Don't tell anyone about this as far as an ending goes, because honestly, I think it's very enjoyable going through and trying out all the different endings. So far, I've gone through at least 10 endings in this playthrough. So we could type the password ;666, or, and this is a little hint for those people who are tech people who used to play text-based adventure games through web browsers. If you hit the tab key a bunch of times, or at least it used to be if you hit the tab key. Yeah, there you go. There's a little button right here. It's hidden. That was part of the hint that we got in settings, and it pops up multiple times. So if we click here, you bastard. The text in the center of the screen is not happy with you. You utter bastard. A series of options lists down the screen every single level of this game, except they're all grayed out, all except 5. I could get out now, this is a trick, or I could click level 5. I'm going to click level 5. Lights go out in Liv's apartment, and when they flicker on, you're no longer sat at her computer. You're in a lobby of a hotel with stark white walls and gleaming plaques advertising the residents' names. You see Olivia waits on one of them. A gentleman is sitting in the waiting area, impatiently flicking a coin. So if I continue, oh, hello there. I didn't think you'd make it here. The man stand up, straightening out the creases in his pants. I'm your guide, your psychopomp, the voice of the game. Welcome. He smiles and flips the coin one more time, catching it on the back of his left hand, and holding it there. You don't trust this individual, despite his warm smile and affable demeanor. If this is where Olivia is, she would have been trapped by him. I'm going to make you a deal. You can get past me to reach your friend. You can't kill me. You can't escape, but you can deal with me. Got that? Agree to deal with him, to his deal, or blast him with a spell. Because we don't have a lot of time, I'm going to agree to the deal. Excellent. If you can guess correctly whether the coin on my hand is heads or tails, and guess correctly, you get to keep the coin, and the coin will help you. If you guess incorrectly, you remain trapped here until someone else comes to get you, and the game, the game, feed on you. So guess. So feeding on... Oh, there we go. If you wait a bit, because I'm explaining this to you. Oh, wow, this is not how I got to level 5? That's funny that you say you got to level 5 in a different way, because this is how I got to it. And you can actually get Edge of the Coin as an option before it loads in properly, but if you wait long enough, it'll show up. You have no way of knowing whether the coin hand is heads or tails, if it even has heads or tails on it, or if he can change the face of the coin at will. He's a machine. But you have to guess. So we hit Edge of the Coin. The man stares at you, his jaw drops. How unusual to see a liminality act in such a human way. You looked for the keyhole. You found it, the edge of the coin. Very clever. Very, very clever. Then to Olivia you must go. He hesitates. Do you actually want the coin? It's a small thing, really. Storm Moon again. I don't remember the exact route, but you can beg the game to help you and it takes you there. That's interesting. So going back to the options that we were given in the difficulty menu, you can select, you should want the coin because the coin is key, technically. So you say yes. Angrily, he throws the coin your way. You catch it in your left hand. He gestures at one of the elevators. The doors open, and with a dismissive wave, he allows you to pass. Or we could refuse. We're going to pass him. You step into the elevator, and it immediately drops you several floors, pouring you out into a building filled with computers, cables, and flickering screens. There's a smell in the air. It smells industrial, and it's dark here. Far too dark to see well. It smells industrial. You could create a spell to cast. You could create fire for light. No, I'm not going to do that because I know what happens if you bring fire to a grease thing. You realize this clustered office building is coated in a sticky grease. There are dozens of doors lining the walls, but from each one of them hangs a lock. You can barely see a thing. Rely on your eyes to adjust is what you probably should be doing here. I'm always going to look for a secret option now because I know that stuff exists. You creep forward, unsure whether the grease and fumes are flammable, checking the locks on the doors. Each one of them has a similar indentation meant for a certain key. Do you know what the key is? Based on the previous hints we got through our playthrough, it's the Psychopomp's key. You press the key into one of the locks, it springs open, the door disappears from its frame. You can now step through. So we step through. Twisted innards of this liminality are a complex bundle of wires and cables. At the heart of them, bound like a mummy, is Olivia Waits. Olivia Waits is her last name. Okay. She was drawn into this liminality, and now you've reached her. She appears unconscious, motivating you to act with all speed to unravel her bindings. Unravel it. By some miracle, as you loosen the cables, she starts breathing. Tears are in your eyes. Everything you've done to get here. And now she's with you, and alive. You hold her close and tell her it'll be okay. Olivia can barely speak. It's at this moment the room convulses, the cables all fall to the ground like snakes shaken from a tree. A whirring, murmuring from the liminality around you seems to reject this victory, and yet acknowledges that you indeed won. You worked out how to get here. You worked out how to free Olivia. You have done it. Of course, this liminality is a shattered. Is it a shattered space? Is it a battleground? Is it something else entirely? Based on how the guy said that he feeds on people in it, I think it's a shattered space. This liminality doesn't want you to be here. Doesn't want you here now. It can't stomach someone emerging victorious. You and Liv are spat out back into her apartment, and in a burst of sucking void, her computer implodes within itself. Liv opens her eyes to see her monitors disappear and her hard drive with it, but barely registers it. You, however, see it all. You have rescued your friend and sealed off a dangerous liminal space. You message your crew to let them know it's done. You did it. Your adventure, Sam, hey. And then this ends with Curseborne. Hope everyone enjoyed going through this with me. I might plug away at this at my own time. I might do another playthrough of this sometime later in the week if people are still interested. I thank all 5 of you for sticking around to the end. I have a Patreon if you want to support me there. It helps me essentially purchase stuff for the channel. Got a new mic, all this stuff. And thank you, Storm Moon, for watching it. I'm very happy that someone enjoyed watching this. I don't typically do this type of content, but you can find me on the Onyx Path Twitch, typically on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time right now, where I run the Accursed in Boston game. Last where we left off, they had pissed off the Ayers family and are investigating a liminality for them that is in a hotel. So, see you all then. Possibly then. In any case, thank you again. Let me hang up. I'm always bad at hanging up this stuff. Stop stream and